Okay, so I am going to mark up this chart for us. So I'm going to mark up this Euro odd chart. We have some Euro odd, well, just some Euro, a lot of heavy Euro news coming out in the morning. So I just wanted to, this is for practice only if you follow my markups, because I am a student always and I'm learning right along with you. If you take any of my trade ideas, put them in your demo, or if you put them in your live account, make sure you do proper risk management. So just taking a look at this is the Euro odd, and we're looking at the weekly time frame. And as you can see, since 2009, we have been on a good downtrend. And now we see that we pulled back up and we're been in some consolidation as far as the weekly goes. You can see that it does large waves, moves ups and downs, probably 300, 400, 500 pip moves. But as you can see the structure, this is consolidation back here, downtrend, more consolidation. So what are we looking for here? When you look at the overall big picture, we may be, and this just goes all the way back in time, as you can see, back to 1993. If you look at the overall big picture, we may be looking for a look to the upside for the euro, and there may be some strength indication with things that are going on in the world that the euro may gain some strength. So okay, with that being said, let's go to the daily chart. So when you go to the daily, it zooms in and you can see how that large downtrend that I showed you on the weekly, you can't even see that because you have to zoom out for that. Okay, so when we are looking at the daily chart, this is more most recent current time frame. As you can see, this shows that it is 7/26 because the day in Forex trading actually ended at 5 and a new trading day started at 5. So here you can see that we've had some bullish, bearish, lower low action right here. And if you are familiar with iMarketsLive TV and the Teacup strategy, that could possibly be an indication for a trade idea. But I just wanted to take a look at that from this perspective. And just to do some back testing with the Teacup strategy and what we are learning in iMarketsLive. So if we take this here, and we're looking for a bullish, bearish, lower low type of setup. And if we were to place our candle, our trend line right at the top of that wick on our bearish confirmation candle. And there, it's more to it, but this is just how simple it can be, guys. Take a look. It came all the way around. It created a teacup. When it hit this mark, you had a sell limit in your brokerage account. It would activate, and from here, from this moment here, you would gain pips going all the way down to here. So let's see how many pips that is. We did it from here to there. That's 126 pips. Okay, 126 pips. So if you were looking at this on the daily chart and you had the patience to put in a daily sell limit using the teacup method, you would have gained 126 pips off of one trade. Guys. So this is just an example of back testing the teacup strategy. So let's go on to the 4-hour. All right, so now, and if you're not familiar with the weekly, daily, 4-hour, what that means, and if you are a part of iMarketsLive, you can learn more about that in the academy, but what that actually means that each one of these candles takes that amount of time to form. So on the 4-hour, each candle took 4 hours to form. It took 4 hours to make this formation. So when I was on the daily, it would take these candles 1 day to form. So if you were to set this sell limit on the daily time frame, it would have taken you weeks weeks to get 126 pips. A lot of people have patience for that. Not a lot of people have large enough accounts to sit and wait. So this may not be ideal for somebody who's just starting out, somebody that's scalping, and definitely not for somebody with a smaller account. But the strategy on how to pull something out of the market with a pretty good probability of going into profit still remains true. Okay, so go back to the 4 hour. You can see here on the 4 hour that we have just a lot of EKG movement, right? Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. You see what I'm saying here? So here again, we have several good examples of the teacup here. There's just teacups all through here. You could have made money in so many different ways, but let's just pull a few of them out. Right here we have a bullish, bearish, lower low candle. And if you were to put this candle, put your trend line at the base of this candle, technically it looks as if it would work, because if you would see that, okay, then it would activate right here on this candle, right? It would activate on this candle. So you put in your sell limit at this price. That's what you were looking for there, the price. So the price would be 1.58397, right? Then when you came back around here, actually, because you went bullish, bearish, lower low, your next candle actually activated the teacup. Now, because this spiked up severely, and with our teacup strategy, you may, very close to being stomped out. Yeah, if you did a 30 pip stop loss, you would have gotten stomped out. And that's okay, because you could have caught it again. Bullish, bearish, right? Lower low, come back around, put your trend line on the top of that candle, right? Then you go here. Now this you would have been in some drawdown about 30 pips. You would have been in some drawdown about 30 pips, and that would have been very close to your stop loss if you keep a stop loss, or if you respect the tried and true 30 pip stop loss. But if you would have sweated it out just a little bit, when it came back around here and it started pulling down, look at all those pips you would have gained. Now some people, they manage their account with no stop loss because they have the account size that it could draw down into the negative 50, 60, 100 pips, and it doesn't affect their principal balance. Other people can't do that. But if you are one of those people that can, there's another example of how a teacup formed and it gave you your pips. Right here, we got 111 pips, give or take, with that teacup strategy. Now, all teacups don't have to be 100%, and sometimes a teacup may fail. Now, for myself, because when I looked at this, if I were to enter this trade, you don't usually enter the trade when you see the teacup just starting to form. So right here, so this is in the past. This is just giving you an example of back testing it and how it works. Even here, you back test it, boom, it was activated here, and you caught your pips. You see that? If you would have entered in bullish, bearish, lower low, you would have came on around, it created a cup, and you would have collected your money on the handle. You see that? You collected your money on the handle. So at the very next candle, you would have collected your pips on the handle. So you see how when you look at this channel, it's very much so creating a channel where it's just bouncing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You can set yourself up to set in your brokerage account a sell limit, set it and forget it, and you can let it activate. You may have some drawdown, this was a spike in the news or something happened, because as you can see, it created a nasty wick, just a ridiculous wick. And when you see nasty wicks like that, or very long extended wicks like that, be cautious with this particular strategy, but it still works. You just have to have, like I said, the patience, the account size to have some drawdown. But if you have the patience, it'll pay you. If you have the patience and the account size, it'll pay you. You see that? Patience, account size, you get paid. Patience, account size, get paid. Patience, account size, get paid. So what I look to do starting August 7th in my group is to scan the market for a couple of teacup trade ideas that I will be putting. I will have them in my free Forex Academy group, but soon I will transition those to our iMarketsLive members only. So the whole month of August, you can check it out. You'll have access to it, and then I'm going to pull it offline and put it in a separate group for our iMarketsLive members only. So I just want to give you an example of some of the things that we learn while we are with iMarketsLive. Just give you an example of the education. What I did just now, I went down to a lower time frame, the 1 hour time frame. Okay. So now you look at the 1 hour, it looks different from the 4 hour. You have different kinds of looking waves, right? You see how the waves just look different. They're not as clean looking, I guess. They're not just like a spike up, a spike down, a spike up, a spike down. It's more of wavy consolidation up, down, way down. So, but the strategy still works. So some people don't like to do the teacup on the 4 hour, because the 4 hour time frame, you have to wait. It could take you much longer than a day or two, or even some cases maybe even a week for you to go into profit. But if you would like to do teacups on a lower time frame that goes into profit sooner, you could definitely do this. And here's a perfect teacup right here. So we see it on the 4 hour where it's spiked up, right? But see here on the 1 hour, we can see 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 hours. How that candle showed you that it started here, it spiked up, and by the time it closed at 4 hours, it was here. So on the 4 hour, you see a very long wick, but on the 1 hour, it breaks it down for you a little better. You see how it broke down that 4 hour candle into 3 different, that 4 hour candle into 4 separate candles, and you can see where it opened and where it closed. You probably have to like know charts a little bit better, but that's a prime example, right? So because we've seen this wick and we've seen everything that was happening, we're like, well, you know what? It still is a bullish, bearish, lower low candle. So you need 3 candle confirmation and even for it to even be considered part of your teacup strategy. So you would have came in here, looked at the 1 hour time frame and said, okay, I have a bullish, bearish, lower low candle. Let me take my trend line and put it on the body of the second confirmation candle. Now, as you learn and go, you may feel more comfortable with kind of putting the trend line within the wick to kind of give yourself some space. But either way, if you're within that space, you would have been fine, right? So you go on the 1 hour time frame, you can see how the 4 hour candle broke down. You can see how it broke down. You can see how it broke down, okay? And then you set your trend line and you set a sell limit at the price 1.58652. So you set your price right here, right? So you go on your brokerage account, you set your price right here, right here. When this candle right here activated your sell, now you're in a live active trade, but you didn't have to watch the charts. You didn't have to do anything. You set this up maybe a day ago. So those are all an hour. So when it activated, you were immediately in profit. You never drew down in the negative. You were immediately in the profit from this point. And then look at that amazing drop, even to down to this wick. So let's measure that. If you would have got in right there and pulled this all the way down to the bottom of that wick, that's 155 pips, y'all. So, Teacup strategy starting Tuesday, August the 7th. I will be doing a video. I will post it in my Forex Fundamentals group. You can take a look at it. If you are interested, you can take the trade ideas in your demo account. I recommend your demo account while you learn. And if you're part of iMarketsLive, you can learn this detailed strategy with Lizaldo. He comes on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. Check him out. So with that being said, I just wanted to drop this video to show you guys my strategy. I have more detailed things that I do to perfect the strategy. I do go along with the trend. The trend is your friend. Always trade along with the trend if you can, but also understand within a trend you're always going to have pullbacks. You know, up, pullback, up, pullback. You're always going to have the market going back to where it previously was. That's just how it does. So if you have any questions, please put them in the description box below. If you have any additional things that you want to add to this teacup strategy, or you have some strategies that you want to combine with this, let us know and we can discuss it in the chat. And I will see you guys on the next video, August the 7th, on my Forex Fundamental page. I'm not sure what time I'll drop it, but I'll let you know. And as I get better and better at doing this, I'll probably start going live, guys. All right, until next time, talk to you later. Peace.